All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol WKHS, Workhorse Group Inc. And before I jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel. And to all my subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. So, I've been talking about Workhorse in the last previous videos, how it's had a very bullish run. And obviously, the bears have tore this one down. It broke through support and it's fallen into bearish territory by breaking through the 50-day moving average, broke through support, and it's hit newer lows. Now, if we zoom out and see, obviously there's been a bullish run for the last month and a half, and the highest point this stock has reached is $31 and some change. It's a very important number, $31, because that's where the bulls are going to want to break through to reach newer highs. Now, the fact that this stock is starting to reach newer lows, that is going to make it much more difficult for the bulls to continue this rally. I can imagine people taking profits or fear or uncertainty. And something I've stated in one of my previous videos that I've noticed a lot with Workhorse Group Inc. and the overall EV sector is what happens to Tesla tends to have a certain effect on EV investors. Like a lot of EV investors, right? Electric vehicle investors in this sector, they turn to Tesla to see how the whole sector is doing, which sometimes has a trickle effect and affects other stocks. So we're seeing this slight downturn just like Tesla had today after hours, right? And that's where all of the selling started to happen after hours. So I do want to point out that they don't have anything in correlation to each other. Workhorse is Workhorse, Tesla is Tesla, but overall, a lot of investors that are in Tesla are probably in Workhorse because most likely anybody that's involved in the EV sector has bits and pieces of different EV sector companies. And anybody that wants to write down and confirm that owns Tesla, state if you also own NIO, if you also own Workhorse, if you own Candy Group, Li Auto, um, I mean, Tortoise Acquisition, just any of them. Or if you've even played any plays in the last couple of months, most likely you've owned at some point one of these shares other than Tesla if you're a Tesla investor. Or if you're a Workhorse investor, have you owned any other in the last couple of months? Most likely you have. You've touched base with one of these stocks, or at least you have them in your watch list. So I'm noticing that when Tesla has an effect, it has an effect on the whole EV sector. But again, they don't have a close correlation. They're actually competing with each other. And some of them don't have a complete competition with each other because they have different sectors in one way or another. But Workhorse broke through support. It's below the 50-day moving average, and we're in bearish territory. I mean, this right here is very important because the lowest point before this bullish run continued and it hit its all-time highs was 25.49. We're not too far from that. So I want to tell you guys to write this down. Very important number, 25.49. If that gets broken through, this will see newer lows and get deeper and deeper into bearish territory. Let's move this resistance level and support level to their new locations so that we can see what is important for tomorrow. I'm going to do this in a zoomed in portion, and then we are going to talk about it a little bit zoomed out so that we can have some points of reference. Again, 25.49, very important number. Keep that in mind because if the support level that we're about to talk about, gets broken through, 25.49 is the next support, and that is the one support before this bullish run and reaching its all-time highs. And if that gets broken through, this will see newer lows. Now let's zoom in here and see our support and resistance. Very important. It's at new locations and it's very narrow here. So this is the highest point as the recovery started to happen, right? From this really hard dip, and quickly it dipped more, leveled off, and then the bears just tore it down. So it closed off at 26.47, and the resistance level, very important for the bulls to break through. Just because they break through, it doesn't mean they've gained control. They have a very important number to break through, and that's 28.91. Let's see if I can land exactly on that number. There we go. 28.91, very important number as well. I'd write that down. As long as we're below it, the bears in control. The moment the bulls break through it, the bulls have not gained control yet, but they've reached bullish territory, and their goal is to move up as far as possible from the 50-day moving average in an upward direction. So if they break through the resistance level, the first resistance level, that's 27.65, that's great for the bulls, and we have a sense of direction, but they need to break through it and turn it into a support so they can start to work their way up to newer highs. Again, the 50-day moving average is 28.91. It's the most important point for the bulls to break through to start to gain possession. 27.65 is not the bulls gaining possession. It just gives us a sense of direction, and if they can turn that into support, they can start to work their way up and break through new resistance levels and newer highs. On the other hand, we have what the bears want. And the bears want to continue to tear this down further away from the 50-day moving average of 28.91 in a downward direction. And we're pretty deep into bearish territory. The bulls are going to have to come in hefty and strong to recover this one. But if they're able to break through support, it's going to make it much more difficult for the bulls. And that's 26.12. If the bears break through 26.12, they will start to see newer lows. And as I stated earlier, 25.49 is a very important number to keep in mind if 26.12 gets broken through. But before getting there, 26.12, I want to emphasize how important it is to pay close attention to that number. And if it gets broken through, who is trying to dominate this? Are the bulls trying to recover this, or are the bears breaking through it and bringing this quickly to newer lows, further away from the 50-day moving average of 28.91 in a downward direction? As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, and you feel encouraged or inclined to subscribe, please do so, but don't forget to click on the bell by turning on all notifications so you don't miss a single video that I post. You'll be up to date on every single chart analysis. Don't forget to share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button and let me know you watched this video. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and that video right there was talking about yesterday to today and present day Tuesday, which was the next pump that the Federal Reserve was going to put in. They have scheduled pumps, and I talk about how the S&P 500 has been going up and how to make some gains. I mean, they're not really massive gains depending on how much of your investment is being put in, but it is a way, not that it guarantees that you're going to make money, but it is a way to strategically position yourself to make money. And I talk more about it in that video, how to use that to your advantage, because companies are taking advantage of these pumps to make their stocks go up for anywhere from 30 cents to $3 within the day. And those little slight gains are the gains you can make per share depending on which stock you choose. So I highly encourage you to look at it. Obviously, I'm not there to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold, but it is to enlighten investors that may have overlooked that information or don't know much about it, and now they are actually finding out about it. Or for investors that do know about it but didn't know how to quite break it down and weren't so sure about it, I'm there to break it down for you and inform you on all the key aspects you need to focus on to go ahead, maximize profits, and minimize losses. So click on that video. I highly encourage you to check it out. Don't miss out on that information. Some great stuff there. And like I said, I'm not there to tell you to buy or sell or hold, but it's just strategies and cues to take advantage of. Do your due diligence, do your research, and check it out. I highly appreciate everybody that's been supporting me in this channel, but also I want to support you guys with knowledge that a lot of people don't know about or overlook or very few people talk about. So check that out. Videos coming up, and thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.